Most people assume building wealth is mostly about earning more money, making smarter investments, or finding the perfect opportunity. If becoming rich were simply a matter of knowledge, almost everyone with access to financial advice would eventually become wealthy. But the real answer is far stranger. Every time you hesitate to invest, spend money on something you do not need, or feel strangely uncomfortable watching your savings grow instead of buying something today, your brain may be following survival rules that evolved long before money ever existed. The surprising part is that these instincts once helped your ancestors stay alive. Imagine waking up tens of thousands of years ago after days of unsuccessful hunting. Food was uncertain, water was limited, danger could appear without warning. In that world, resources available today were often far more valuable than resources that might appear tomorrow. Waiting carried enormous risk. Another animal could steal the food, another person could find it first. The food itself could spoil before sunrise. Your brain evolved under those conditions for thousands of generations. Modern money arrived only recently. Cities, banks, salaries, retirement accounts, and stock markets occupy only a tiny fraction of human history. Evolution moves far more slowly than civilization. As a result, your brain still relies on ancient decision-making systems that often struggle inside the modern financial world. This creates a hidden conflict. Building wealth usually depends on delaying rewards. Saving money means refusing something enjoyable today for something larger later. Investing requires accepting temporary uncertainty in exchange for future growth. Financial independence often rewards patience more than immediate action. To your ancient brain, however, delayed rewards can resemble danger. Psychologists call this present bias. It describes the tendency to value immediate rewards more highly than future ones, even when waiting produces a much better outcome. This pattern appears across cultures and age groups because it reflects deeply rooted decision-making mechanisms rather than simple laziness. One of the most famous demonstrations came from psychologist Walter Mischel through the marshmallow test. Young children faced a simple choice: eat one marshmallow immediately or wait and receive two later. Although later research showed that trust and environment also influenced the results, the experiment revealed something important. Delaying gratification requires mental systems that compete directly with older impulses, favoring immediate rewards. Those older impulses once improved survival. Imagine discovering a tree filled with ripe fruit. Ignoring it could mean returning to find nothing left. Immediate consumption reduced uncertainty. Evolution repeatedly rewarded brains that acted quickly when valuable resources appeared. Your brain inherited many of those same reward circuits. Neuroscientists have found that dopamine helps motivate behavior by signaling opportunities worth pursuing. Modern advertising, shopping apps, discounts, and limited-time offers constantly activate those systems. Every notification promising a sale or exclusive deal taps into ancient motivational machinery that evolved in completely different environments. Could that explain why resisting impulse purchases sometimes feels surprisingly difficult? Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how human judgment differs from perfect logic. His research showed that people often react more strongly to possible losses than equivalent gains. Losing $100 usually feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. This tendency, known as loss aversion, creates another invisible obstacle. Saving money often feels like giving something up right now. Buying something creates an immediate emotional reward. Investing delays that emotional payoff into an uncertain future. Even when the numbers clearly favor saving, your emotional systems may still interpret the decision as sacrificing safety or opportunity. That reaction is not random. Your ancestors survived by responding quickly to immediate needs instead of hypothetical future benefits. Evolution favored brains that prioritize certainty whenever uncertainty threatens survival. Research by psychologist Daniel Gilbert adds another interesting piece. Humans consistently struggle to imagine their future selves as vividly as their present selves. Tomorrow's version of you often feels almost like another person. When your future self feels psychologically distant, sacrificing today's comfort becomes much harder. Would saving money feel easier if your future self felt like someone standing beside you? Ancient humans rarely planned decades ahead because few situations demanded it. Survival depended far more on today's decisions than retirement planning 30 years into the future. Modern civilization completely reversed those priorities. Today, financial success often belongs to people who repeatedly ignore instincts that once protected human survival. Automatic investing, retirement accounts, emergency funds, and compound interest all reward behaviors that ancient environments rarely encouraged. This helps explain why wealth building often feels unnatural rather than effortless. It also explains why financial discipline is not simply about intelligence. Highly educated people still overspend. Successful professionals still make emotional purchases. Intelligent investors still panic during market crashes. Knowledge alone cannot erase instincts shaped over thousands of generations. Instead, many successful people redesign their environments. Automatic transfers remove repeated decisions. Budgets reduce temptation before it appears. Investment plans limit emotional reactions during market volatility. These systems succeed because they work with human psychology instead of expecting ancient instincts to disappear. Behavioral scientist Richard Thaler described many of these strategies through the concept of nudges. Small changes in how choices are presented can dramatically improve long-term decisions without requiring extraordinary willpower. That idea changes the entire conversation. Perhaps becoming wealthy is less about defeating your brain than understanding the environment it evolved to survive. Your ancestors passed down remarkable survival machinery capable of protecting human life through famine, uncertainty, predators, and changing climates. Those same systems remain active every time a paycheck arrives, a shopping notification appears, or an investment temporarily loses value. The modern financial world rewards behaviors that often feel emotionally uncomfortable because those behaviors differ from the conditions that shaped human evolution. The next time saving money feels strangely painful, spending feels unusually satisfying, or investing feels unexpectedly risky, remember that your brain is not necessarily trying to make you rich. Your brain is still trying to solve survival problems from a world where money did not exist.